Hello viewers, welcome once again to your favorite online TV program, Reflections. Reflection is a program whereby important issues are deliberated on and analyses are made, past issues that are of national interest. So today, we want to feature on the 21-story Ikoyi building collapse, which is of national concern to everybody. With me today on the program is a coren registered engineer by the Mr. Biodun Adeniro. Yeah, Engineer Adeniro, welcome on the program.
You're welcome, Mr. Presenter.
Yeah. Somehow, let's go straight to the point. This collapse, Ikoyi building collapse. As an engineer, what are the likely things that could have caused such building of that magnitude to collapse?
Yeah. We have many other buildings of that magnitude in Lagos, but still remain standing and nothing happened to them, or without structural defect or no sign of failure up to today. Why that one now collapse, even at construction stage, is a good question. Right from the beginning, the problem of that building that leads to the collapse, it started from the design. At design stage, we have changes in the number of the purpose of the design, or the magnitude of the building or the structure itself. Initially, the building was designed for 6 floors.
Okay, according to...
Yes, from the preliminary investigation, it was designed for 6 floors. Later, it changed to 12 floors.
Well, was it approved by the government?
No,
it was 12 floors.
It can be approved. When somebody started the design from the beginning, and they're like, okay, I want to execute a project 6 floors. The foundation of that project will be designed for 6 floors.
Okay, 6 floors. When
there is now increase in the number of height and the project has started already, you cannot do anything to the foundation again.
Okay, if the building, the foundation,
according to preliminary investigation, we learned that this one was assigned or was designed for 6 floors. Later to 12 floors, from 12 to 15 floors, from 15 to 21 floors. So right from design stage, there is defect.
Okay.
And it was not only one engineer, only one firm that handled that design, which means when it got to a certain stage, more than 2 different companies handled the design.
The design of
design of that.
Floor.
Yes.
6th floor.
Under normal condition, even if one engineer, two different people work together, they work together as consortiums. Which means when one engineer or one firm is tired of handling the project, another one continues. It cannot work out like that. If it were to be a consortium, it's different from 2 different companies handling the same project, or more than 2.
Excuse me, was it a consortium that?
Not a consortium. Different companies, more than 2 different consulting firms handle the design. So there is a defect at design stage.
At the beginning.
At the beginning. So that's the second point. Another thing is structural inadequacies. From the quality of all these concrete that fell off from that structure, we could see that it does not conform with the required design.
Okay, from the
concrete as design. When there is a structural collapse like that, we pick a sample for laboratory analysis. And there is something by the time we carried out the design, we carried the analysis, we discovered that those concretes that came down from that building, the fall off from that structure, does not meet up with the required design. There is specification we're supposed to get. We have concrete as grade.
Okay.
Under normal condition, for a structure of that magnitude, we're supposed not to have a concrete less than grade 20, 25, 30.
How do you grade?
The grade is in the design.
Okay.
And at any stage, when the concrete is less than the design grade, that means there's going to be a something like a collapse or defect in that structure, in the nearest structure. That is why under normal condition, concrete is supposed to appreciate in value with age.
Okay, should be.
If it's a good quality concrete, it's supposed to appreciate in value. That is why it takes years for building to collapse. But when there is defect in the concrete, the more the age of that concrete, the more the devalue in the quality of that concrete. That's why it takes years for that building to come down. So there was no quality control. There was no proper quality control in that structure from that preliminary investigation. So that shows those are the things we can talk about. Apart from the quality of the concrete, what about the material? The material used for that project. Maybe they use available materials. Before you can say there is quality, when we want to maintain quality, you'll be talking about fine aggregate, which is sand, coarse aggregate, which is concrete, cement, which is binder, and the water. Those, before we now talk about reinforcement in that place, all those things are supposed to come together and in good quality before you can get quality reinforced concrete.
Sorry, sir. Were these some of the things that were found out?
Yes.
When the concrete were? Yeah.
What was used at that site was what was available.
Okay, what was available?
Yes, according to the preliminary investigation.
But sir, the engineer doesn't he have experience of such?
The first consultant that handled that project left the site at the 5th floor. According, the man was interviewed. He said he left the site when this project get to the 5th floor.
Why?
That suggests he was not allowed to have to be in control of the site.
Okay.
Under normal condition, when an engineer is assigned to execute a project, he's supposed to be given full authority to take charge of the quality of the concrete of the project. So the man left the site. So the quality of that project is in question. And maybe that's what would have upon preliminary investigation that led to the failure.
I mean, they should be the engineer that continued the project, and the what we will call it, is it all the people? Wouldn't they know that this kind of project could lead to a collapse at the end of the day, since they are
they may not
experienced?
No. And the person that later continued might not know what has been. So that is the reason we cannot say, this under normal condition before you take over from somebody supposed to have asked for the history of the project, but maybe that one was not done. That's led to the failure.
Okay. Now until we await the final investigation, the outcome of the investigation.
We are still awaiting the final, because the investigation still continues until we're able to get to the final. And that report of the final will finally come out for the public consumption.
Thank you. Viewers, see, we've had an experienced engineer telling us what could be the likely things that could have caused the collapse. But like you said, we still await the outcome of the final investigation by the Lagos State government or other institutions. Authorities there. Thank you. I'm Abimbola Makinde, Engineer Abiodun Adeniran. Thank you for coming on the program.
You're welcome.